know what those stock certificates are worth today? Just about the finest outhouse.
Welcome to the Outhouse Super Show and episode 2. episode 6, season 2.
Season 2, episode 6. Yeah.
I wanted to say I'm Messy Gravis, but you can't say that anymore. You know, you can't. You know,
we can.
Yeah,
we're not. We changed the format.
This is Messy Gravis.
We've changed the format a little bit, so
Let's just say
they don't know who I am.
I think the Devil's Lettuce might have a little thing to do with today's episode. It's after Thanksgiving, man. I still am like turkey comaed.
I did eat a lot of lettuce the other day.
Yeah.
No, I didn't actually.
Devil's lettuce?
No.
Let us pray.
Have you ever? We ordered Tokyo cuisine from here in Kokomo the other day. Yes, last night.
Yeah, Tokyo.
And I love their food, but their salads they give you
salads.
It's just they give you like soup and salad and like as an appetizer or whatever. But literally, like the salad is just a container, a styrofoam container with a pile of lettuce. There's one slice of a half of tomato and one slice of cucumber in there, and that's their salad. And I'm like, what? And then they give you like this ginger sauce, and I'm just like not a fan of, but it's just funny because like I counted in mine, and there's one piece of tomato, one piece of cucumber, and then Courtney's one piece of tomato, one piece of cucumber. So they divvy this up, and they're like, this is a salad.
They have, they have that sushi ball, right? That's what we get.
Oh, the sushi
ball.
There is delicious. Yeah, the sushi is perfect. But yeah, their salads are
they're
not
used to
not
doing
salads.
very little. They're a sushi bar. They don't even cook their fucking fish, man.
No, the sushi I like is actually cooked.
Before we get started, though, if you like what you guys been listening to, don't forget to subscribe and comment a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I want to start some shit in the comments.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like
Yeah,
button.
we gotta get better at that. Let's be annoying YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like, smash that like button.
If you like this commentary on our stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you like to hear us ramble on like three complete idiots, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Did no grandparents yell at you or any awkward moments?
Only have one left. We can all gang up on her.
You don't no awkward moments?
Well, yeah, of course.
No, I had one.
There was a
Well,
time.
it was Lilith.
Well, my aunt came into the living room and I was fucking my wife. I'm trying to watch the fucking parade on TV and get out of here.
Dude,
Come on.
I do love watching like the old school, like the He-Man Masters of the Universe parades, like in
Oh,
1986 and shit. I was like, dude, it was good times back then, like because there was no internet, you know, everyone crowd around the TV and watch a fucking parade.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I used to, when I was a kid, that was the thing I did all day. I sat there and looked at these dumb floats passing by.
all day, every day.
All day, every day.
You're
Thanksgiving.
obsessed? Oh.
Yeah.
If they did it every day, I'd watch it.
So what's your awkward moment? You had an awkward moment with Lilith?
Yeah, well, it's not really awkward.
His daughter.
It was like my grandma. She was trying to find something for her to watch. She was, I want to watch Family Guy.
No.
That's perfect Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it's like, can't be watching Family Guy. She goes, no, Free Guy. I meant Free Guy. Yeah.
Good cover.
Yeah,
good
exactly.
job.
But that's even worse. Have you seen that movie?
No, what's that?
There was like GTA come to life, basically. Ryan Reynolds, you know.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Free Guy,
yeah.
the blue shirt guy.
The buffer version of himself.
Yeah, it's violent as fuck. So I was like, good enough.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's good. It's good Thanksgiving stuff. I guess I did have one. I got shunned for I was supposed to bring mac and cheese.
Oh yeah,
remember my baked mac and cheese?
Yeah, you didn't do it?
No. So here's the thing. Okay,
Oh, no.
Here's the thing.
Oh no, excuses. Here
Last year, not excuses, explanations. The baked mac and cheese I was talking about that I always make with the Ritz cracker crust and the fucking 4 cheese and all that crap. So I made it, and so last year I made it, and I had 2 Thanksgivings to go to. I had to go to my uncle's house, and I had to go to where the hell else?
Courtney's?
No. Maybe it was 2 years. 2 years ago, I only had one. I only had one Thanksgiving that year. This time I had 2. So the first time when I made it, the 2 years ago or whatever, I took it to my uncle's house and I made a casserole dish, like a glass casserole dish, and about 1/8 of it was gone. I had that entire pan that I took home for leftovers, and because I didn't have another dinner that day. So this year I was like, okay, well they only ate a little bit of it, so I'm just gonna make one. And then whatever the leftovers are, I'll take over to Courtney's because we're going there right after.
Didn't happen.
Though this year, yeah, my side of the family, they just devoured this shit, and it was like just scraps left. So when I got over to Courtney's grandma, I was like, everybody was like, "Where's the mac and cheese?" like just yelling at me, and I'm trying to explain to them this is what happened, and they're like,
So technically,
they're never going to let me go.
You did make it.
I made it, but it didn't make it.
You were
It didn't
gonna
make
give-
it to the
but
place.
they're not blood.
You know
so
what
I
they're
think
saying?
that's true.
No, you're going to give us leftovers. We're not important enough to make our own mac and cheese.
Well, no, you got to say it with a Mexican accent.
Well, 'cause
No, she's not Mexican. That's her kids.
No,
That's her
no.
kids.
No, her family's super white,
Oh
actually.
yeah, that's right.
But the thing is, I could have just made it and then put it into 2 smaller containers, but I didn't think that way because, again, my brain doesn't work that way. So
I just see Courtney's dad with a big old mustache, like, "Hey, Pedro."
What?
I don't know what. It's like her dad.
Well,
Not at all.
I
She
know.
looks Latin.
Yeah.
Herself.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She does.
yeah, her family's super white.
Yeah.
Like,
I've met her dad. That is
Yeah.
definitely no Pedro.
Yeah,
That is-
with the Fu Manchu.
that's a John or something like that. What's his name?
Jim.
No,
You were
see?
very close.
Jim Sequel?
Yeah, no.
No, he just looks like a John or a Jim or a Andy or some shit like that. You know.
Yeah, they're super super white, like white.
So did you go to any Chinese places on Thanksgiving?
No, I got Japanese last night though. Yeah, that was good. Well, we just talked about that.
I had a
but, yeah.
little Japanese last night. Then she woke up and had to get out of her house.
We were
That's funny.
deciding between Chinese and Japanese, and we
Dirty
went
knees.
Japanese because.
Look at these.
But yeah, I don't know. It got me thinking though. Crab rangoon. Like, there's certain things that are like Chinese, certain things that are Japanese, and certain things that cross over.
Yeah.
Like, who had crab rangoon first? Because
America. We made that shit.
Is that American?
Yeah, I think it's American.
Well, see, that's what I wondered. I was like,
Yeah.
is it Americanized like the General
General
Tso's?
Tso, yeah.
I know General Tso is like Americanized,
I
but like,
think
was crab rangoon that same way?
It probably is
so.
Americanized. What probably happened is like at the Philadelphia cream cheese factory, right? There was like a big shipment of crab that came to the wrong place and accidentally fell in, and someone was like, "Oh my god, this is delicious.
Let's just mix
put
it
it in
and
egg roll
fry it."
wrap
Yeah.
and fry it."
Put it in everything. Fry it up.
I mean, it's
and fry it
delicious.
up.
Don't get me wrong. That's why I figured it's American.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's Americanized because they know we like cheese.
Because taco bowls, we invented that too.
Every time
Yeah.
you say that,
Yeah.
I want to listen to Guar again. I'm Americanized.
But like I mean, tacos in general. Like originally, a taco was like a poor people food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Hispanic countries, it was more like it was just a tortilla
Corn, yeah,
with
corn
just
tortilla.
like corn and just
No meat.
beef.
Yeah, no
Well, there
meat
was
even.
there was meat, but it was like the cheapest meat you
Rare.
could find. But like the taco supreme with all the toppings and everything else, that's 100% Americanized. But
Have you seen the commercials on Taco Bell now? They're trying to be nostalgia 90s
yeah,
and still didn't bring back the fucking Cholito. I was like, come on, man.
they need the chili cheese burrito
Yeah,
back. That's what I
Cholitos,
would-
yeah.
That,
Is that what that
Chili
is?
cheeseburger, yeah, chili
I thought that was
cheese
something
burritos.
different.
They have
It's
it
called
at some
Cholito.
stores.
Yeah,
Yeah, some of them
Peru.
still have it.
You
Yeah.
have to go in Peru.
Peru has it.
Yeah, and Taco Bell. Yeah. Right next
Chili
to
cheese
Guys, I gotta
Taco
go.
John's.
Oh,
Thank you
no.
guys for listening.
But I go to Taco John's
Yeah.
instead.
Their chili cheese burrito has dysentery in it. It's extra delicious.
Where's that at? Taco.
Yeah,
what is it?
down Broadway. Big Broadway, like Taco John's in Peru.
Taco
Like you're heading
John's.
out of Peru.
I don't know if I've been there.
Like you're heading out.
Yeah.
You ever been to Taco John's? Nice. By Mr. Weenie.
I try to stay out of.
Mr. Weenie.
I try to stay out of Peru as much
I know,
as I
right,
can.
Right. I had to go there because that was my first time I was on probation.
Oh,
That
God.
was Miami County, Peru.
Yep.
So I had,
Sounds
to learn,
about right.
I had to learn that town real quick.
We played some cool shows there, but other than that, I try to stay away from there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Although we went, me and Courtney did stop at a place, that Beef O'Brady's. We ate
Yeah,
there.
yeah, right
that
there.
place was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Right next
Right,
to
right, that's
McDonald's.
right inside
Yeah.
Peru.
What'd they serve there?
Beef.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I think I had a steak.
It's
but,
an Irish pub.
Yeah, it's like
an
a
Irish
pub, but
yeah.
they have like steak, potatoes, and
Yeah.
beef, other beef.
Got other
It's
beef.
what's for dinner.
I think they got like meatloaf and crap too, but I don't know.
I would do
it was good.
anything,
I won't do that.
Yeah.
but I want gravy.
You gotta have gravy if you're having meatloaf, man. I don't like the ketchup stuff on top now that I'm older. I like a brown gravy on my meatloaf.
Is that meatloaf with a barbecue though? Cook it with barbecue
Yeah,
instead,
it's
of,
like
instead of ketchup.
I mix it.
Yeah.
I mix it barbecue, brown sugar,
Yeah.
brown sugar, ketchup.
Are we going to talk about
barbecue.
food the whole time again?
I know, right?
Second
Get
episode in a row.
hungry. Stop it.
My
Yeah,
recipe
stop
for
it.
regular meatloaf is ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper, brown sugar, and you mix it up real good. A little bit of honey sometimes, and then you glaze it.
Worcestershire.
But brown gravy is the best on fucking meatloaf. You should try it. It's so good, so savory and delicious. You guys like savory shit, so you should really like that.
I haven't
do you
eaten.
know?
I haven't
Because
eaten
last
today,
podcast.
So. We did talk about
That's,
that.
No,
yeah.
that's a different character.
Yes. Today I'm Jesse Davis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I really like.
We keep doing this thing where we wear this hat on the same days.
I know.
And when one of us doesn't wear it, the other one doesn't wear it either. It's like we always
But I
match
wear
it up.
this.
It's
I
weird.
So fucking odd.
I got the hoodie though.
I don't notice it until I'm making the thumbnails, and I'm like, we're always both wearing the Outhouse hats.
I'm trying to wear the Club Baby Seal shirt a lot here.
Yeah, go to shopouthouse.com.
ShopOuthouse.com for all your Outhouse needs.
I just want somebody to buy the shirt on shopouthouse.com, and then
Club
I'll quit
Baby
wearing
Seal.
it. If I get 3 sales on this shirt, I'll quit wearing it.
I don't know if anybody can see you on the camera. Raise up a little bit. There you go. Club Baby Seal. If you guys were OG Outhouse, you know what that is. But yeah, it's good stuff.
That was a wild night, dude, or wild times in that basement, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Every party we threw at that basement was fucking.
I know
legendary.
a local drug counselor that we were serving Tabasco sauce to because she wanted so much more of her hot.
How many times can you say that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking crazy.
I still meet people to this day. Like within the last year, I met somebody and they found out who I was, or they you're Outhouse. Like, what about that? That was like that Halloween party in the basement up at north of town. I was like, yeah, that was my house. Yep. Like, what? I've been to your house. Like, it's so crazy to me.
550.
It's wild. Like I don't know.
I stole a pair
That's
of
happened
boxers
multiple
from your
times.
drawer.
Yeah, that's happened
That's
multiple times.
actually
Who was it? We were playing music with somebody or something, starting a band, or I can't
Ursa
fucking
Minor?
remember now. No, we were like, it was me and you, maybe jamming. I can't remember, but it was like some random person I've never met in my life, and then we found out that they had been to my house, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't know. It's just kind of bizarre. My brain is not working correctly.
Yeah, because he was the guy that got smeared, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, it wasn't music. Yeah,
he
it
got
was
smeared.
It was.
So he might have been with you.
I was working with him.
Because I was the.
Oh.
No. No, it was a guy I was working with, and I was working at Kokomo Auto World, and he was the inventory manager. And he was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know." This is after I knew him for like 6 months, and then like I had no
You
idea.
told your darkest secrets to him already.
No, we had talked. We had been acquaintances or whatever at whatever. And then he found out that's when he found out that that's who it was. He's like, wait a minute, Outhouse.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Because I was telling him about Harvestfest or something. I was like, oh, you like live music, blah blah blah. Like, I had no idea that he'd been to these shows. And he's like, oh wait, Outhouse. It's like, you're part of. Like, wait, what? You're part of the Outhouse, the Outhouse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Our reputation precedes
Unless
us.
the cops say it like that.
Yeah.
I like when cops say
Yeah, I
it.
don't like
But he was. but
the Outhouse. Huh?
So then he was like, yeah. So he was like, oh, I want to let you know, you were what do you say? You were part of a main character moment in my life or something.
It was
That's what he said.
oh no, what?
What?
A nemesis story or whatever it's called.
The main character story is what
Is
he
it
told
main
me.
character?
Is what he told me.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's like
He was like, "You're part of my main character arc or something weird."
yeah.
He worded it really weird.
Some Marvel shit.
Yeah, but he was like, I was like 16 or 17, and I came to a party there, and and you threw
Some asshole.
a water bottle
at
at me, and I got destroyed in the mosh pit. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that was me. I was the one that threw the bottle at you.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so then he's realizing all this shit. He's like, this is so crazy.
And then he's stealing your lunch from your fridge.
Yeah, probably.
That work?
Yeah.
That's the reason for all the fucked up shit that's happened to you after that. Dude.
Yeah, probably, but it's cool.
He found out who you were. Then we'll make this life a living hell.
To become
His name off the list.
Come to think of it, he
Billy
was
Madison.
yeah. I'm glad I called that guy.
Yeah.
But come to think of it, he told me he was coming to Harvestfest and he never showed up. So
Exactly,
yeah,
he's pissed.
He's just putting on a facade.
Jesse met somebody
Anyways.
at the Bloomington show that he didn't realize was at a Harvest Fest.
Yeah, it was the drummer.
Yep,
Yeah,
drummer.
for Omen Killer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, good. We
Yeah.
talked about that because
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
filling in for the Strangers.
Yep.
Yep. Anyways, the point is Harvestfest. Come out and hang
Do
out.
we have any bands you think you want to get? Any wish list bands for
Deadfoot.
Harvestfest? Oh,
I want Deadfoot at Harvestfest.
I want Deadfoot this year at
Okay,
Harvest Fest.
that's
I'm the
one.
same fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this
Yeah.
guy.
You guys, Deadfoot twins.
Absolutely.
Yep. I need Deadfoot here. And I'd like to have the Red Lighters too.
Yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be cool too. Maybe Lawn Dart Massacre. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yep, just
Those
get
guys
it.
are cool.
It's like it's different now. We have all these other bands coming to us. We need to support them, put them on our festival too.
We get
13 Gallons really good too, and
Yeah.
they'll be back here in January
And
at the record shop.
Get BDR to open.
Yeah,
Big
that'd be
Dick
cool.
Rick.
That'd be
Get
cool.
Big Dick Rick to open
Yep.
with
Big Dick
Odd.
Rick.
We'll have Odd Unique and him. We'll do two
But
rap sets
we'll
this
BD
year.
it. We're gonna let him showcase BDR, but
Yeah.
with Odd Unique.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
We need it. We haven't had Odd Unique on a Harvest Fest for a minute anyway. It's been a couple of years, so
Yeah.
because he performed, wasn't he there? And
God.
what was he there? He was there one of those years.
BDR it seems like he needs to feel like he's the man because he is the man. I like that dude. He's good.
He's Big Dick Rick. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I know, man. I
Hey,
don't know.
there was no doubt in that, Kibbles. What are you trying to say?
I'm
Yeah.
trying to say, I think maybe he's feeling like he's like in his brother's shadow or something. But man, you're good in a different way and your own dude.
Yeah. Well, he's also a lot fresher at it too. Like
Yeah.
he's only been doing it for a little bit. Like whereas
Yeah.
Caleb's
Or-
been doing it for a
That's
while.
very true.
Or if somebody wants to do double duty,
What?
some Grey Garden.
I was gonna say Fupa Punch.
Grey Garden. I'll do triple duty.
Here's the thing: if I'm going to do double duty and do Dwarf and Grey Garden, if I'm going to do that again, it's not going to be at Harvestfest. I might do it here at the shop.
Yeah, it's your shop.
But I don't want to do it at Harvestfest because like
That's true.
the
Too
thing
much
is,
fun at Harvest Fest.
Harvestfest
man.
is all
That
day
would
long,
suck.
and like
That
that
would
the
suck.
last.
But I want Grey Garden to play Harvest Fest. That means
Yeah.
Dwarf can't play.
That's okay.
I know, but people.
It's Harvestfest is its own thing now. Dwarf doesn't necessarily have to run it. We could do a.
That's what Ozzy said. Look what happened to him. He got an ATV accident.
Maybe we'll make it happen. Those guys really want to play it too, and like maybe we'll make it happen.
I want Jordan screaming. He does comedy there, and I want him to sing and scream.
All right, I'll start training. I'll start training now, so I don't die this time. Because I was well. It's also it may not be as bad now because. Sorry, Kibbles.
No, that's all right. Go on. I'm thinking of something else.
I was just saying when we did it before and I did both sets, it was the middle of fucking August, and it was like 100 degrees. That's
true.
why I was like dying up there.
Yeah.
Because like I played Grey Garden, and then I went and laid down, and then played Dwarf like an hour later.
Yeah.
And by the end of the night, I was just like I wanted to die. I was just like I don't. But it was also 100 degrees. Nobody wants to play drums in 100 degrees. Now that we do it in September. It might be better, if you do a little bit cooler. Like 60 degrees. I can
harvest time.
You do double duty, and I'll just play with Dwarf. That's it. Let me coast this year.
That was the one and only time we're going to play in the hot ass Harvestfest.
Yeah,
August.
I can play drums all day in like 60-degree weather. The problem is 100 degrees. Like fuck all that. I remember there was one show when I was playing drums for Viracocha, maybe.
Minus Blindfold.
I think no, I didn't play drums for Minus Blindfold.
Oh, that was
I was vocals. Yeah, it was Viracocha with Patrick. We played a
Patrick. That was his fucking name. I was trying to come up with his name the other day.
Yeah,
Patrick
I go with the bald guy. I go with the bald fat guy. And
yeah, P Shocks.
Yeah, Peter Shockerly.
Peter Shockerly.
I had Shockley, but I want to say Aaron Shockley. Like, no, Aaron.
No,
you're real bad with names.
I am horrible with fucking names.
The weed is just completely.
Patrick,
it's attacked that one part of your brain. It's so funny to me. Like it's always your first
Do you
name.
ever still talk to that guy?
No,
I've talked to him a couple times, but yeah, he came into town a few years back, and he came over and we hung out for a couple hours and stuff. He brought me some video games and stuff.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, he was so done with Kokomo. He was just like, I gotta get out of here. But anyway, he's doing well now. He's like, he may be married now. He was engaged to be married last I talked to him and stuff. But anyway, so there was a show with Viracocha when I was playing drums. This is back in like 2012, and we played. What the hell was the name of that place? It's down by Plainfield. Visions. Remember Visions Bar?
Yes.
It was on the south side, on the way to Plainfield. But anyways, it was like past the airport and shit.
Kentucky Boulevard and all that shit.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it was Kentucky Boulevard. Yeah. But anyways, they had a parking lot, and we played there in July on a stage in the parking lot with no awning. And it was like the sun beating down on this blacktop shit. And I played this 30-minute set, and like I thought I was dead. Like after the show, I was dripping. Like, and I don't sweat like. I sweat, but I don't like drip sweat like that. But like that day, I was like drenched. Like I had to change. My shirt was like I could wring my shirt out with the sweat because it was so bad.
Those are good sets, though.
I mean, it was a good set. It was a good set, but it was like middle of July, 110 fucking degrees. It felt like anyway.
I love that people
on a blacktop parking lot.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was bad.
Because I love that the more sweaty I get, they give me hugs after the show.
Yeah.
I don't do that no more with you. Especially in the wintertime, right? You go outside, give you a hug, and you're like wet and cold.
Yeah, steaming.
But see, that was also when I was younger too. I mean, I was like in my 20s then. Like now I'm old, and I'm like, I don't know if I can handle all that anymore.
Wiser. Well, no, you're just wiser now.
But if, like I said, if it's in September, okay, I'm gonna put it on record right now.
Oh, Grey Garden's playing.
Grey Garden's gonna play Harvestfest as long as they're available to play, and as long as they want to play.
Okay. And Resin won't play this year.
So I'll do double duty, and then you can do all the shit that I usually do.
I want to do comedy, dude. I want to do fucking 5 minutes.
There you go. We'll talk to Jordan about that because he handles the whole comedy.
He's the comedian.
Yeah, I want to start making sure I get up all year, so maybe I can. That'd be cool. Open mics.
Oh,
maybe Dwarf opens Harvestfest this year.
I have said that. It could be, but that's what I was trying to say a minute
ago. We tried that, didn't we?
What's Corey's friends? I always forget their band name. I'm sorry. Patron. They asked specifically. They want to play later.
Oh, yeah. Who can tell?
And they've been playing every single year, and we should give them that concession. I think. So
the reason we do that is like if you guys are listening, probably not, but Patrick Redman, I know you. If you are listening, the reason we put you guys earlier is because. It's just the styles of music. Like it's weird to put like
nice music.
Put heavier punk and metal, and then have the chill vibes and stuff. There's nothing wrong with the chill vibe. I love you guys, but the thing is, the thing is like you got to ramp up the night kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like because people are getting drunker and it's getting crazier throughout the night. It just makes sense to put the feel good stuff early.
I just figured we'd still have them open, but like start the music later. And you know what I mean? Make sure it's dark and there's lights and that kind of stuff.
The problem with doing that is then we risk going late and the cops showing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We've had a pretty good run last couple years of no cops.
Dwarf doesn't have to play it, man. We were Outhouse. We have a lot of bands. We don't have to just always showcase us.
I'm not. It's not to showcase us. It's just like at this point, it's tradition.
Yeah. It's like Aussie. It's like Ozfest.
Don't not to sound vain, but like there's a lot of people that come to Harvestfest to see Dwarf.
You probably think this podcast's about you, don't you?
No, I think it's about Dwarf. And
You're so
here's my thing: is like
vain.
I'm not here to showcase myself. I'm here to showcase Dwarf. And
That's true.
Outhouse.
An outhouse.
There's a lot of people that show up to see Dwarf.
I'm
just
here
saying.
to exploit you guys.
There are
We'll just tell everyone we're playing, and then not.
Yeah, exactly.
There are
That's
people
what I'm
that-
saying. Sell them tickets. Let's do a Cameron this year.
Let's do it, Cameron Holt.
There are people that I see every year at Harvestfest that come out once a year for Harvestfest that don't come to any other Dwarf shows, but they come and they stay.
Yeah.
There's certain people that just stay all night for Dwarf. They'll stay there till 1 a.m. for Dwarf. They don't come to any of our other shows. They're literally there once a year to see
Ambrosia?
Dwarf. There's just
Ambrosia?
people there to party.
Yeah.
I think Amber will come out no matter what, but
I don't know. She's here to see Dwarf.
probably.
Like, but if you tell her Dwarf won't come, she probably won't come out. Watch, I guarantee
It's a good chance. It's a good shot. I
I'll
appreciate
put money on it. I'll put money
Kibbles.
on
I
it.
appreciate you being humble, but at a
How
certain
about
point
we
we have to
hire
realize
a comedian
you know,
who's a dwarf, and we'll advertise dwarf. Be
Brad
there.
Williams.
We'll have a dwarf.
a Dwarf.
I don't think we can afford Brad Williams though. He's
Probably
really-
not.
Yeah, he's funny as fuck.
Well, seeing as though we can barely afford a generator and sound, although that's last year we had sponsors. We'll get sponsors again,
yeah,
maybe. You know?
sponsors. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We should maybe. Well, no, it's only November. What am I thinking? I'm like, we should set a date. But I'm like, no, it's like we got time.
I know it's
We got
September.
time.
That's all I know. Sometime in
Yeah,
September.
yeah. As long as it's not middle of August. As long as it's not still in summertime.
July, yeah.
Then I'm good to play
I would
drums.
like to do an outdoor summer show, but I would like to do it like in a campground in a hollow where there's trees and it can stay cool.
Like
you know what I mean?
like the fucking Mulberry place.
Yeah,
Dude, I
something like
love
that.
area.
That's nice. That's,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
nice and
yeah.
cool. There's a
Shakedowns,
biome.
Conservatory
shakedowns.
place.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that'd
that's
be
what we
great.
need.
That's what we need. We need a building
Yes.
that also has
They
outdoor
can camp.
area.
Yeah, they can camp at.
Yeah.
You
Like
can't.
that conservatory
Yeah, it's
place.
perfect.
Are they still doing stuff there?
I don't know.
I think they closed it down.
Mulberry? Yeah, Mulberry,
Yeah,
probably.
because I think they were talking about bringing the shakedown back, and then something about
Yeah.
they're not doing stuff
Dude.
events anymore.
What was your crazy story about that place?
Oh fuck!
I got my favorite. Hold on, it was the RV. He had the RV there, and I was getting hits of acid, and I sold this dude 10 hits of acid, chicken strip. Right? He took the whole strip, put it in his mouth, and walked down the river.
Oh god!
And that's the last I saw of the dude.
Never saw him
I
again.
even mentioned it to Zildjian. I go, whatever happened to that? Because it was like one of his buddies. He goes, dude, he was gone for a while. They eventually, washed up, but yeah, he was gone. He was in a different fucking planet.
Damn, dude,
That's wild.
that's crazy.
Any yours?
What, from Mulberry?
Shakedown, yeah.
The shakedown. I don't really have any crazy stories from there at
The
all.
Halloween
man.
stuff was
I've
fun.
gotten
Van's
fucked up.
wedding.
Yeah, I said that
shit was
Halloween
crazy
stuff,
too.
where-
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was on Halloween.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for Van's wedding.
Hey, you were. We played.
Oh, we played.
We performed.
What was it?
I was Darth
Is it like an
Maul
after
cop.
party or something?
You were dressed as Vader.
Yeah, you were Vader. And
Oh, is that what that
And
was?
he was the Darth Maul cop.
yeah.
and I was Obi-Wan.
He goes, oh, was that what that was?
Or maybe I think you showed up at the end.
Yeah, I didn't.
You showed up for
I
the
didn't
after
see
party.
nobody get married.
They
for
got
sure.
married right
I wasn't
outside there
for
at the
that.
Yeah, they married that
at the
day.
place,
Yeah,
and then
that day.
and then we went inside for the reception. So you probably just showed up for the reception. That makes
You
sense.
think this wedding's about you, Kibble? You're so vain.
I didn't realize it was a wedding. Sorry, Van. In my mind, that was like a Halloween gig because we were
I mean,
all dressed
it
up.
was on
Technically, it
Halloween,
was
Yeah,
a
okay.
Halloween gig.
but it was their wedding. It was Van and Nikki's wedding.
Yeah, because I showed up late too, and there's no food left. I was pissed.
I got to eat. I was there for the ceremony. I was there the whole time. It was
So hungry.
fantastic.
I had a lot of stories of being hungry there.
Yeah.
Actually,
Another story that was funny where you were passed out in my car, and man, you were ripe that night, after playing. And Monkey, he wanted to go to sleep, and I was like, go in my car.
Genie's kid. He's a child, so
Monkey,
you guys are aware.
Monkey. His little name is I can't remember his real name. Aaron is his real name. They just call him Monkey. And he goes, man, I'm tired. I was like, go in my car and go to sleep, with Kibbles. And he walked in there. About 10 minutes later, he walked out. I was like, I can't sleep in there. It stinks too much.
yeah, dude, we fucking bad after
Yeah.
a show, bro. It's nasty.
Well, with my sweaty clothes in there too, 'cause I threw him off.
That's probably why he was smelling.
Yeah, it was everything.
'Cause I don't sweat like you do, and I usually wear deodorant because I don't bathe
That poor
properly.
kid. We're like torturing him. We're torturing that poor kid. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
Anyways, on that note, I think we got to take a break here. We will be right back.
Speaking of torturing kids, let's take a break.
We'll be right back after this message from Outhouse Records.
$150, $160. Man, I'm like $50 short. Mess is gonna kill me.
One record, please.
Aren't you a little young to be listening to Kiss?
Aren't you just a stupid puppet?
Aw,
Can I have the record or not?
fine.
Thanks.
Hey, miss.
Hi, Barry. What have I told you? You can't work Outhouse Records without your visa.
Oh, come on, man. You said you were going to be gone all day.
No, your visa says Sesame Street, not 109 East Sycamore Street in beautiful downtown Kokomo.
Oh, where am I supposed to go, man?
I don't know how they do things in Puppet World, but you gotta go, man. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Sorry. Come on down to beautiful downtown Kokomo, Outhouse Records. Buy some good records, have some live bands on the weekends. Remember, I don't like to make money. I just love selling records.
Welcome back to the Outhouse Super Show. Again, this is Season 2, Episode 6. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
2-6.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job, Jesse.
2-6 Mafia.
Thank you.
Or the
Yeah.
2-6 Mafia.
I don't know. The next episode will be the 2-7 Mafia.
That's about what they are now. How many of them are dead?
Mafia still
I don't
alive.
think any of them are
3-6.
dead.
You don't think any of them? You don't
No.
think any of the
Juicy
3-6 Mafia
Paul.
are dead?
No, they're still alive.
All of them.
Juicy J, DJ Paul, yeah.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Juicy
out.
J, DJ Paul.
I don't believe either one
How
of
many?
you.
It was them, and then who else was in it?
That was it.
No, there was,
That was it. Crazy Click.
the chick. What the
Yeah.
hell's her name? Fuck, I can't
Gangsta
remember.
Boo.
Gangsta Boo. yeah.
Project Pat.
What about Crunchy Black?
He sounds crunchy.
Wait a minute. Nope. Oh, Gangsta Boo's dead. Oh, shit. Okay.
There's several
good.
members that are dead. Go
Lord
ahead.
Infamous is also dead.
Yep.
DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Crunchy Black are all
What do you
alive,
think he
though.
died of?
Oh,
What do
okay,
you think
cool.
he died of?
I thought Juicy J was dead too, actually.
No, what? Juicy J is still
Yeah,
alive.
really.
Yeah.
But DJ Paul, he's
Still
touring
alive. Oh, yeah.
as 3-6, just him.
Yeah.
Him and a guy going, meow, 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 meow.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So
Which we saw Jelly Roll before he
Yeah.
blew up.
Yeah, we saw Jelly. We got to talk to Jelly. We stood next to Jelly Roll in
Yep.
Steve's bar,
Yep.
talking to him like he was just some fat redneck.
Yep.
he is. What do you mean?
True. He
Is
was.
Jelly Roll
But now
something
he's
else than
now
that?
he's a very rich fat redneck.
Yes. It was funny watching him. Like, he was big, and like his group of guys were like, yeah, he's good. When we get him on tour, like, he gets exercise and shit. You know, he loses weight and gets healthy and shit. And then you see him slowly getting healthy when he was like getting broke, like no one listening to his music.
Yeah, that's 'cause he's
and
kinda
as soon as he blew up, he started blowing up again. And I was like, God damn it!
I blew up, so I blew up.
Yeah, why not? I got money now.
I hate Jelly Roll.
Yeah, he did that Aussie
He
cover.
apparently
Could you
loves
just-
Jelly Rolls.
I
a
don't
bunch.
love Jelly Roll, but he did that Aussie cover, and I about shot my
That's
fucking
terrible.
TV.
Yeah,
So
I was
bad.
like, get
It
the
was
fuck out of here, Mama! I'm
bad.
coming home. You can't do that, right?
I felt
man?
bad
Ozzy
for him
can do
because
that
he didn't
song.
sound good with Eminem either when he did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that mom there
Yeah.
saved me. Yeah,
Yeah.
saved me. The cover.
I just don't. I
that song's
can't do it.
annoying. They're
is.
playing it everywhere, and I'm like, all right, we get it.
Everything I've ever heard from No Jelly. I know you're a fan. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I like old Jelly Roll when he goes back to rapping. I'm like country.
Even that, I just can't stand it. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
He
I
was a
just-
cool dude, even
was
back
awesome.
then.
He was funny.
Yeah, he was cool as hell.
I'm sure
Yeah,
he's
he's
cool,
fun.
but I just hate his
Yeah.
music. All I know is his music. So
Yeah, you might say the same about you, man.
yeah, that's fine. I just,
Weinstein was really nice too before he hit the button that locked the doors.
yeah.
say
Hey, he produced a lot of cool movies.
Yeah,
I'm just
he-
saying.
Hey, say Saddam Hussein's dog loved him too.
If I can still watch Harvey Weinstein's movies and hate him as a person, I can hate Jelly Roll's music and
still eat Jelly
think
Rolls.
he's probably
That's
an okay
true.
person. You know.
so that's true. I still watch my Quentin Tarantino movies and this, from the Weinstein
Yeah.
company and all.
Separate the art from the artist.
Yes.
That's what I do with Jelly Roll. The artist is probably fine,
don't
but
know,
his
man.
art sucks.
Every time I watch Dogma, I just want to rape some actress. It's Weinstein's fault.
Oh. I think man, like by the church, like by dogma, I have to.
Yeah, I didn't
'cause-
understand.
No,
because
but
the British rule. Because remember the British did that shit. Like they would have to the wedding, they would take their wife and have sex with your wife.
I wanted to do
a
Alanis
British
Morissette.
rule.
I'm like, a woman that doesn't speak? Oh, this is so hot.
Until she opens her mouth
Yeah,
and then she
then your
rips
head
her
blows
face
up.
off.
Yeah, your head
Exactly,
blows up.
just like real life, though. So, and she's just like the rest of them.
That's God, though.
Yeah, you don't fuck with God, dude.
Can't fuck with God. We talked about
They
that.
just
happened
they
Dave
just want to
Coulee.
think they're God, all right? Yeah, they make all the decisions and run the house. You know what I mean? Tell me when to wake up.
What God?
Outhouse Productions does not condone
So I hit her.
misogyny or domestic abuse. If any feminists want to come for us, just come for kibbles.
Yeah,
don't worry about
I'm just
us.
kidding. I've been married for 22 years, and seriously, she hits me.
It was,
I can see that.
It was. It's funny when I was growing up, my brother would always rat out my mom because she was a female. They told me such a male misogynistic asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yeah.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, that's not a stretch.
So I was watching this. I saw this video the other day.
I was not involved. I didn't know she said she was of age. No.
We haven't really talked about this on the podcast, so I want to know your guys' views. So I'm probably going to mess up some of the details if anybody's seen this. This guy name was Bill, right? And he was a fire chief or fire captain, and he went into this. This is a little different for this podcast, but
I love it.
So anyways, he goes into this burning house, right? And he finds this lady, and she's like, basically, he thinks she's dead, and he leans over toward her, and she like lets out a breath, like as she's like dying, basically, and he feels her hot breath like go inside his lungs,
the death rattle,
and all of a sudden she's awake, and then she survives, and he carries her out or whatever. Well, he starts getting really sick within a couple days of that, and like he could feel. He says when she breathed out, he could almost feel. Like it felt like she was breathing like the smoke and shit right directly into his lungs. So he's like I could feel it inside me, like I'm whatever. So he starts getting sick. His heart rate elevates, blah blah blah. He gets real sick and he dies. So he tells this story of I'm guessing smoke inhalation, probably
ammonia or some shit like that.
But so anyway, so he tells the story and he's like I literally died like. Couple days right after that, or I can't remember exactly all the. Like I said, I'm gonna fuck up some of the details.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what he says is, this is what he said. He said that he immediately felt weightless, and he's like floating like through. It looked like that he was in space, basically. Like he sees like stars and whatever, blah blah blah, and like he comes upon these like. He starts all of a sudden like he's floating, and he feels like no fear. No anger, no sadness, no anything, like nothing at all.
Like a John Lennon song.
It's almost like, exactly. But it's like he's like all my feeling and my emotions have just completely left my body, and I'm just like in a complete state of not giving a fuck, basically.
The next realm.
Yeah, and it's like he's floating along, and he immediately stops, and he comes across these like three beings, and they look like a whirlpool, I guess, but he can like understand their facial expressions even though they don't have faces.
Yeah,
it's weird.
But they telepathically, you're probably thinking.
Yeah, and he's like they start talking to him, and they were like, "So, what was it like?" And they're like, "Well, what did you learn? Like what was it?" They're acting like they're his like friends, and they're like, "You don't even remember us, do you?" And he's like, "No, like what are you talking about?" And apparently, like these beings are like this is crazy. Like so, it's almost like. His time here on Earth was like a video game. Like he was inside a game and he was just playing this life, and then he came back out of it, and they were like, so what did you think? Like almost like he said, it's like a roller coaster. Like when you get off a roller coaster, and your friend, like if you went on a crazy roller coaster and your friend's like, oh, what did you think of the roller coaster? What did you think, or whatever? But he's like, he doesn't remember them at all, and they're like flabbergasted that he doesn't remember them, and it's almost like he felt like he's only been gone for a couple minutes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like they're like explaining this to him and stuff, and he's just completely, he's completely like his mind's blown because he's like, I don't understand, because he still has all his memories of his life and stuff.
Yeah.
And like he does this whole thing, and like they end up sending him back because they say he still has stuff to do.
Yeah,
because he didn't learn anything. He's got to go back.
You watch Casper.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, but he ends up coming back. But but at that point he's like, I didn't miss my wife. I didn't miss my kids. I didn't miss anything in my life. He's like, I want to stay here now. He's like, all of a sudden I'm feeling this, even though I've only been here for a minute. I feel like this is where I belong.
It's better.
And he's like, I just feel like this is where I am. And he's like, I don't want to go back to my life because I have no remorse. I don't miss anything.
She cheats on me. My kids hate me.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that, but he has no emotions. Like he's not angry. He's not sad. He's not anything. And he's just like, but I feel like I belong here. And they said, no, you got to go back. And they send him back, and he like fucking wakes up. And like,
I had the same shit on the salvia trip though.
Yeah,
the same shit happened.
So you think that chick breathed like drugs into him?
Yeah, she did salvia. Because I was in my couch world.
Yeah,
and I had a whole new life. Like it felt like I was down there for like decades almost.
So what do you know?
I came back.
What do you know
5 minutes.
about like the Book of Enoch and stuff? Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
This is like mirroring what they're saying happen.
It's like you ascend to the next plane of existence. There's multiple
and then there's
multiple
more
planes.
guardians, and
So
then
past
there's more
lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Past lives.
Yeah,
No,
well,
it's like different levels of ascension.
Consciousness, yeah.
Not even consciousness. This
Outside
is
of
like,
consciousness.
They're saying like real, like the beings, like the Anunnaki and stuff. They're the ones that are there. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to be insane to be out of your
the
mind.
whole story is there's a sect of angels that come down and
call bullshit.
had babies with fucking, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I call
So
bullshit.
that's the whole story. Well, it's a book that's supposed to be in the Bible that was left out.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like, it was like, it's like we can't even fathom that there's other levels of that stuff because our brains just can't handle that.
Unless
you know
you
what
eat
I mean?
mushrooms.
I can't even play Tetris
Why?
because my brain can't handle it.
Well,
I can't wrap
that-
my brain around this.
I was gonna go to that, cause so it's like it's like you get to there's like 7 levels or something. I can't remember. My brother was actually talking about. He's the one that sent me the video, because he's kind of weird about that stuff. But anyway, so like that was my other thought though. Was we talked about that hallucinogens and stuff.
That's how
you can connect to that other side, that you can get to that other level.
Yes.
But the problem is if you do it too much, like our bodies, our brains, we only use a certain percentage of our brains. So like our brains can handle it, but our bodies can't, and that's why you do too many drugs and you fucking go crazy.
so
and you
like
just can't do it
like
anymore.
shared hallucinations, like the Hat Man No Face.
Yeah.
Like sleep paralysis. You know what I mean? People who say they see the same person all around the world for thousands of years.
What I think about that is it's a different realm, but our eyes, even human eyes, can't.
Yeah, you
Unless
can't
you're-
perceive it.
Yeah,
Unless
can't
you're
perceive
in
it.
the dream
And so
world.
everybody's in that. They're receiving the same thing. That's like Bigfoot. That's what they think they're seeing, but they're not seeing Bigfoot.
Yeah, no.
You know?
They're actually seeing a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Like, a monkey can't
No,
be
it's-
here. This
it's-
is Washington.
It's just something you can't see.
It's me at Harvestfest.
Yeah. Well, it's like we talked about that.
On mushrooms. Remember I was trying to get abducted?
Yeah.
I was like,
You
leave me
did,
alone.
didn't you? You saw that owl when you were sleeping?
I was a little kid.
See-
I was a little kid, dude. That's it.
See,
That's a
the
memory.
owl is another thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like in that movie. It's like our brains, we can't fathom, we can't perceive it. So all we see is what we know, which is
Yeah.
an owl, but it's actually something else.
Yep.
And that's the whole thing with this. Is like he actually, according to him, he stepped outside of our reality basically, and he ascended for a short amount of time, and then he was sent back.
Yeah.
And it's just like I 100% agree that like certain things like that, like drugs or like when sleep paralysis and stuff like that.
Medicine.
It's like you're speaking, like you're getting a peek into that that plane that we
DMT
cannot
trips.
see.
People said
Yeah.
that they lived whole fucking
No,
lives.
I've tried. No, that's what
Yeah.
salvia is. I'm saying that salvia shit. That was the only time that I actually was gone. I was in the couch world. I started a whole new life.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I got a new job. I got new shit. Like I moved on.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I was like, I felt weird. Like I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
It's like the atmosphere in my couch world. I can breathe all the pollen and everything. Yeah. Like I learned to live off of it. It was weird. And I came back. I remember I walked outside in the garage and I was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Like this is. I want to go back to that pollen world. That was badass. Yeah.
That's exactly what this guy said.
Yeah,
like
it was all
it's like
salvia
I want to
trip.
do some more research on. I've only watched like one video from the guy and him telling his story, but I don't know where else it went from there. But like,
It felt like decades when you came back 5 minutes.
yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah,
That's what he said. He said it felt like he was gone forever, and
Yeah.
like, but like the way that those beings were talking to him, it was like he just left and came back, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, how was it?"
Everyone's laughing at me in the garage. Yeah, 'cause
He's
I'm
like, "How was it?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And like, well, I've been living this life for the
Yeah.
last 50 years. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, like you're. It's like almost like he's playing a game.
Yeah.
Like he's in. Like our lives is literally just to play a game.
But
It's
I
like
knew
it's-
I knew where I was though. But I was like, because it was weird. Because I was like, whoa. It was kind of like that movie 1408.
Yeah.
Remember how the room fucked with him and made
Yeah.
him think he was outside, and shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And then
I
he
love
played
that
with
movie.
him. That's what I'm saying. That's how I felt like. I was like, oh, the drugs played games with me. They
Yeah.
thought, like shit like that.
But really, it's just the real life is the
Yes,
game. And
exactly.
the drugs we're letting you see on the
Yes,
outside of
yes.
it. You know.
yeah,
Like
I had
it's,
to go back to this fake reality.
it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about. Like, what if that is the whole thing? Because I used to be pretty atheist. Like I was like, I don't give a fuck about anything close to nihilist. Like I was like, we're just
Yeah.
gonna fucking die and rot in the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like last year, my mom died, and ever since then, I've been like thinking about the afterlife a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of morbid, but I think about death all the time. And it's like, it's kind of fucked up. But like, I find myself hoping there's an afterlife just so I can hang out with my mom again. You know what I mean? Like watch Star Wars or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
But that'd be your own brain doing that anyway.
Well-
your brain will perceive that, and then in your loop, You know, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think the brains. That's why we accumulate all these memories. So when you die, you just relive memory after memory after memory after.
It's
memory.
possible. I mean,
good and the bad.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's the whole thing. It's like the thing is, my brain is still too analytical to just be like, okay, well,
Word of the day.
Christ, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like Jesus Christ and God, and
Yeah.
let me read the Bible and go to church and let them tell me
Religion.
what's up. But I'm never going to be that guy, and I'm not saying that I'm not, but I've become much more agnostic, and in the state of like, I want to know what the fuck is out there, and it pisses me off that I'm never going to know
Have you done shrooms?
where these other things are. I haven't actually. I've
wanna
never
do shrooms with me?
I've never done a psychedelic.
You want to do shrooms with me? Some shroom tea. We'll take it slow.
I've been
with the shroom tea because there's levels to it.
maybe at some point.
Yeah, and
but
it's a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah, it's
Maybe some
definitely
DMT.
it could be a
Nah,
mind. It could
DMT
be a
sucks.
mind thing unless you just do a bunch of mushrooms. And it ends up being a stomach thing, and then it's too much.
That's what
Yeah.
the tea is. That's
yeah,
what the
that's
tea.
why you
I
take
drink
it,
the tea.
take it nice and slow.
Yeah, you do go slow to the tea.
But it's like it's almost like what if that is where we're at? Like we're just here. It's like you were talking about Casper. You know, we're here to learn. We're here to learn lessons.
yes.
And if you
Got
don't,
unfinished business.
yeah,
and you won't descend.
yeah, and the people that
Ascend.
Ascend. Descend is down.
I'm going to hell.
You don't wanna go there,
Yeah. Well, I would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven.
But it's like the people that don't learn
I
your
love
lesson.
that
You
t-shirt.
don't get to ascend. You just have to. Maybe that's where reincarnation is. You just have to come back
coming
and
in, yeah, keep
just
fucking
keep on
up.
trying until you get it
But
right.
imagine
Once you
that-
get it right, you ascend to the next level. Of
But imagine that coming back as a deer. Like you come back as a deer. Like you live your life a good life. You come back as a deer. You just run into a road and go, huh? And you come back like then next life. And then like a Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
And then you come back as
Like
a
you-
bumper on a fender.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, now I'm going to get you back.
I wonder if that's why we
Circle of
can't
life.
we can't fully communicate with animals because like they're just humans
Yeah,
that have been reincarnated
in that moment.
And it's like we can't talk to them, so they can't tell us like, hey, I've got all these memories, whatever. I guess I'm just gonna be a deer in the woods now. Like fuck.
And that's why they get hit because they're trying to communicate with us. Like stop.
Stop! I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you all these memories.
I was your grand aunt.
I'm sick of eating all these fucking berries, man. I love a steak.
Right? Yeah.
Did that deer say he was Uncle Barry?
That's why, like, sometimes people talk about psychedelics. They talk to animals. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
that's
it is.
what we can communicate.
They were just reincarnated. You know, like they're just trying to communicate with us.
I thought Joe Rogan had the coolest thing where he said it stuck in my mind, and he goes, "Well, maybe the mushrooms are aliens, brought from like moon rock and shit like that from different different craters. They are the aliens, and the only way the aliens can communicate is by eating them. That's the only way you can communicate. You have to eat them, digest them,
That's it.
and that's when they're
We're
in
gonna
your
do
brain."
it. Bring your dog here. Let's feed him mushrooms and see if
Oh,
we can
Devo's ate
communicate.
mushrooms. I've tried. Yeah, he won't talk to
He
me.
won't talk to me.
Well,
I've tried. We had whole conversations that are one-sided.
Maybe it's you.
He talks to me, but he does it different moans and grunts like cavemen, whines, bark, shit like that.
So maybe he was a caveman reincarnated
That's
into your
true.
dog.
Well, that's another thing where they say that's how cavemen. That's the missing link.
Yeah.
Is mushrooms. That's how we evolved. Because cavemen were dumb. They ate mushrooms, and they worshipped the mushroom. Then the religion people came in and took out the mushroom aspect out of it. Because they didn't want people to communicate to God. Like, oh no, you don't talk to him. No, that's us for talking about.
It's just another plane you can't get to.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And that's
I think the missing link was the Anunnaki. I think they came down, they
Yeah.
had sex with primitive man, and then we all of a sudden we became intelligent, but not too intelligent because we were a
think
slave
about
race.
that, though. Think about that though. Being a caveman, dumb as shit, and you eat mushrooms, and all of a sudden shit's moving and talking to you. Like you're like, I start murdering.
That
things.
wasn't the missing link at all. I was cleaning out underneath my couch and I found a copy of Zelda.
Zelda.
for
I knew.
N64.
I knew.
That's
you
the
were gonna do
missing
that.
links
Yeah.
adventure.
I knew that.
Yeah.
With that giant chick with the giant couch. Remember that TV show? She would bounce.
Big comfy
The big
couch.
comfy couch with Molly.
And pulling out a giant Zelda copy, like missing.
It's the
Zelda.
missing link.
But all that shit's creepy, man. I like to go down the rabbit hole and watch these stories.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the Anunnaki.
I'll have to send you the video of that guy because it's really interesting to hear him talk. Because like he sounds really sincere. Like it's like he's an old guy. Like he's not the kind of guy that would just like.
But no, it's called the sacred of the shroom or sacred something of the shroom. I gotta send it to you guys, where it talks about how organized religion pushed out mushroom psilocybin out of religion.
I can see it because
it's crazy.
It's like they say we only use a certain percentage of our brains. Like what if the psychedelics, the hallucinogens, are
Yeah.
the ones that let us
Exactly.
access more of our brain?
and the powerful people don't want you doing that.
Yeah.
They rather you be sheep.
Yeah.
Bah.
Because I have like I have a theory, and I've not actually found this theory. I've Googled to see if anybody else has said this. It's about how our brains being able to time travel. and like
yeah,
actually
yeah.
know, because like time, as we know, is not linear.
Yeah.
It's all happening at once.
As
you know.
Doc Brown would say.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, well, actually, Doc Brown says
Oh,
it
he
was
said
linear.
linear, yeah.
They said it was linear, but
Opposite day.
But yeah, but like my thing is like, okay, it's like with deja vu. It's like we only at any certain point we can only access this percentage of our brain.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when we have deja vu, we're like, wait a minute, have we done this before? But we haven't, because what it is when we sleep, I think that it's like, okay, when you dream, you could have like 100 different stories going on in your dream, even though you may only remember one or two.
Yeah.
But like our brains are way more active when we're asleep than they are when we are awake. And I think it's because our brains are training us for the future. As weird as that sounds, it's like they know, it knows what's going to happen, so it's training. And then when deja vu happens, it's like, wait a minute, has this happened before? But no, but you're just getting a slight peek into your brain training you for that moment, if that makes any sense.
That's so weird because my deja vu usually happens in the stupidest times, like I'm walking past a painting in the hallway.
Shit that doesn't make any sense for it to be
my
there.
brain was training me for that, then its priorities are in the wrong motherfucking spot.
But yeah, but what I'm telling you is your brain
trained me to make money or something.
No, what I'm saying is your brain trains you for everything in life, and but you just only get little glimpses of it here and there. But the whole thing is our brains know. But then you talk about like predetermined fate. You talk about destiny. You talk about all this shit. Like it's like, okay, well now, where the hell is our free will if our brains are actually powerful enough to see all of space and time at once?
You can see the future.
But now that makes me really believe that it's a simulation. You know what I mean? Like it's like we're all.
But now can
computing.
deja vu be triggered by smell as well?
I don't know that I've ever
I've
had
never
deja
had
vu
a smelly deja vu
'Cause
before.
I've had it. Like I walk by and I have that smell, and it brings me back, to
I've had
another deja vu moment of I've had.
I've not had deja
of
vu,
that
but I've
smell.
had memories. Like, hey,
Yes.
I remember that.
Smell
Like,
is very, very
strong
it's very
memories.
strong to memories. Like if I
Yeah.
smell something, I'm like, oh shit, that's the
But-
perfume my girlfriend wore when I was 13.
Like-
you know
Right,
what
but
I mean?
deja vu is another thing. It's a feeling of that this has never happened before, but you're reliving it twice.
Like
Yeah.
That's the feeling.
Like the family photos my dad was throwing away. I was smelling them. He's still fresh.
Yeah, they're
Well, that's a little
scratching
different. Memory is a little bit different than deja vu, but deja vu is memory of things that have
Yeah,
not
exactly.
happened yet.
But
Deja
that
vu
would
is
trigger. I don't know. I always
it's a
wondered
memory
that.
of the future, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've never had deja vu with a smell, though. I don't think.
No, me either.
It's a full experience.
Smelly deja vu.
It's
That's a good name for a
smelly
punk band.
Because there's
Smelly
because there's
deja
times
vu?
where you're like you're in the middle of it and you're like, oh shit, I'm having deja vu.
Sound though.
And you know what's going to happen
Sound.
before it happens.
Yeah,
Well, especially
sound.
if you're
Sounds
married.
for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds. I've
Especially if
definitely
you're
heard
married.
deja vu, huh? It's like deja vu every day. I wake
know,
up
right?
and it's the
It's fucking
same
Groundhog Day.
fucking thing, dude. I wake up every day and it's her going, "Oh, did you turn the heat on last night?" Like, no, you're having a hot flash. You're
Are the
getting
bills
old.
paid? Are the bills paid?
No, but I just
kidding.
I can't remember what I was going to say now, but it's a whole thing. Like I feel like our brains can actually like
They're training us for the
they
future.
actually
Or
see what the
sleeping,
hell
yeah.
is happening. Yeah,
Or sleep.
like, and
That's
it's kind of
interesting.
wild.
Like this
Yeah.
sleep is like so.
That's
that
why
is-
we have to sleep.
So that's your real reality is you sleeping then.
So do you
No,
know
not
anybody?
necessarily.
So
do
it's
you know
training you
anybody
for your
who's-
reality.
Okay,
Interesting.
so like Christina's like had dreams in the past that like now that's been years later.
Fruition.
some of
Yeah,
these
that's
have
happened.
come
Yeah,
happen.
that's happened to me
So
too.
like she had a dream that there was two little blonde girls when we were like 17, like dancing around in a backyard in the country. And then one day
Freddy Krueger.
she was looking out the back window.
She saw it.
And she saw it. It was Davina and Kaya, and they were dancing around in the backyard. And then she told me one time, she's like, "We're gonna have a son. He's gonna be a little boy. I had a dream. Bridget was holding him, and it was our little baby." Bridget is the only one that had a little brown-haired boy.
Oh.
So
Well,
you know,
I
it's like
dreamed I-
weird. and
That's what I'm saying.
happened
She's
several
just
times.
remembering things. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
our brains are a powerhouse. We can only use like fucking 10% of it or something. They say. Like I think they can do a lot more than we'll ever know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's
So now is that manifestation or just dreaming it?
Oh, manifestation is a real thing, man. Okay, listen, I lived on Ohio Street. I was on HUD. I was on food stamps, on everything. Me and Christina said, we're getting out of this stuff. We wrote it down on a piece of paper, and we stuck it in her purse, and we stuck it underneath my hat. Literally, I bought
That's
a home.
voodoo. No, that's
We got
voodoo.
all-
That's voodoo.
That's visualizing a gene. It is a form of witchcraft, to be
voodoo,
honest.
yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
getting into that kind of stuff back then.
Yeah.
But I needed something. It is visualizing a chi. It's nothing icky. I didn't go out and sacrifice something. It's just a thought.
cut someone's
You
hair.
have a positive thought, and the things that you do, the energy that you put out there affects the things that are around you like ripples. You
Called
walk
karma,
in,
yeah.
Oh,
walking
energy.
in like a dickhead, everyone's pissed off around you. It's your energy.
energy is 100% a thing. So have you ever seen? There's like a documentary film kind of thing called "What the Bleep Do We Know?"
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen
I've
it.
probably talked to you about it, but it's a weird thing like that one. That deaf actress that was real popular in the '90s. She was in it, but I can't remember her name now. But anyways, Marley Matlin.
Ringwald?
Marley Matlin.
Molly
What's her name?
Ringwald?
No.
Deaf?
She's deaf. DEF.
Anyway, so there's this.
Deaf hot.
They do this experiment. It's like a documentary kind of thing. They do an experiment. I think it was in Japan and like a shopping mall, and they have these giant tanks of water, right? And on each thing of water, it's all the same water, comes from the same source, and it's giant, floor to ceiling tanks, and they put pieces of paper on each one, and one says I hate you, one says I love you, one says thank you, one says go to hell, one and it's all these different things, like different emotions, and they left them there for like a couple weeks in this mall where people walk by all the time and people react to them, and they walk by and they just kind of look at it and then they just move on or whatever. Okay, so they took all the water out and they put it under a microscope, right? And they put it basically they put it pictures and showed exactly how it is. The tubes that said like I hate you and all the negative stuff were completely scattered, non-symmetrical at all. Chaos. Like the molecules were just fucked. Yeah. And then the ones that say like I love you and like all the positive things, they look like little like snowflakes. Yeah. They were like perfectly symmetrical and like it looked all beautiful. I'll put some screenshots in here like that way you can see what I'm talking about.
So you're saying Republicans, Democrats?
My favorite example. Go ahead. Oh, you have more? I was gonna say of like
he's got more.
like energy affecting is like what we do is music.
Yeah.
You see what like sound does to like ripples in water and sand.
We see Ghostbusters too.
Almost like crop circles.
Exactly.
Almost like crop circles it makes. You know what I mean, and stuff like that.
But yeah, so basically the point of that is like energy. Literally, just the people walking through this mall, their energy of reading, just reading the words, even if they're not they're not even like reacting to it. It's affecting this water, and it's just literally just the energy they're putting off without, because music and waves and stuff like that, that's a physical thing that's actually happening. Yeah. This actually proves that our energy as like negatives and positives are actually physical and they're affecting what's around us. But think about it this way: our bodies are like what 75% water. Mm-hmm. Just imagine like the negative energy that's coming out from other people, the positives, how that's affecting you. Like it's fucking up our molecules. Like our insides are fucked.
That's why they're like, oh, you're getting me hot. You're getting me hot. Like my temperature is actually rising because my water, you're getting me hot. I'm starting to boil and
You're
shit.
boiling the water.
Yeah, you're boiling the water.
Yeah, the whole thing is like, just like don't bring that negative bullshit around me is what I'm saying. No, because it's like it literally does affect you. But it's it's very similar to Ghostbusters.
Let's see if this bitch can walk.
It's very similar. Like they're yelling at the toaster and shit. And it's like, bing, like it's their negative energy. It's feeding off of it. That's real life.
We all vibrate in different tones too.
Yeah, different frequencies.
Frequencies and vibrate. They say that you feel that vibration. Like people like come in different rooms and it just changes.
You can just feel it. Feel
exactly.
the tension.
It's all the same.
It's all energy.
Yeah. My wife vibrates at a B flat because she B flat.
She B flat. I know. Last time you called her a C. C sharp.
Well, that's the other thing too that my brother was talking about, because like we had a 2-hour drive. I picked him up. He lives 2 hours south now. I picked him up for Thanksgiving, so we had a 2-hour drive. We were talking all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
And that's the other thing he was talking about. He's like, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transferred. Yeah. And so he's like, so if you think about it, like that almost explains like souls. I mean, some people don't believe we have a soul, but like we have some kind of energy that's in us that has to transfer. So where the hell does it go?
We go right into the ground, right into the sewer lines, right into the shit, right into and all that.
Yeah, the river of slime running under New York City.
Some people would argue that our energy breaks down, and the other animals that survive on our carcasses now have the energy, and they're surviving because of it, and that's where the energy comes from.
Well, there's been evidence too that when you die, that like you actually lose a little bit of weight, like some of your mass leaves your body.
It is true, because when I saw my aunt, I love my aunt, growing up, and when I saw her in the hospital, like right when she died, it didn't look like her.
I don't know, man.
Like immediately they become a different person. Like they leaves your body.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, that's not my aunt there. And I was like, that's not her.
I took this dude up named Kyle, right, and he wasn't feeling real good, right? So I hauled him up on my shoulder up to like 3 floors to the hotel, right? And I brought him in there, and he was really light. But when I brought him back down after I killed him, you know what I mean? He was heavy as fucking shit, bro. I could barely
dead weight.
Fucking,
that's where
that
the
was
term
the
dead weight comes from.
So explain
you
that.
actually get heavier. I don't know.
Yeah. That's like
it's
the
same-
camera adds 8
it's the
pounds,
same,
right?
Well, it's the same thing when you steal meth from the anhydrous tanks. You know, it's light at first, remember, and then when you walk away, it gets heavier. Same shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, we appreciate you guys watching and tuning in this week to the Outhouse Super Show.
You don't remember stealing the anhydrous tanks?
How come I can't carry 27 helium tanks? It doesn't make sense.
You're going, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you
Anhydrous.
okay?
Anhydrous.
Anhydrous, are you okay? You okay? Methamphetamines.
We're out of time here at the Outhouse Super Show. We appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you next week. Go to shopouthouse.com for your merch. Come down to Outhouse Records for some events coming up. We
December
got
13th.
December 13th, December 14th. We got poetry. December 13th, we got metal.
Yes.
January 25th, Grey Garden's coming
Yes.
back. We got some
February,
really good
BDR.
lineup there. February, we got the BDR. Keep it. Go follow Outhouse Records on Facebook to follow up on all the events. And
Buy some records.
yeah, come down, buy some records, come see us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
You little ugly boy.
What do you think we got here, midget?
Right down to the orange roof on Howard Johnson's outhouse.
Next, you're gonna tell us there are poisonous snakes in the outhouse.
Do you know what those doctors